Hey there everyone, Sal here. It's been a while. Today I've got two new skills to showcase, one for the Herons and one for Laguz. Let's start with Lyre, who's actually currently Tiger Warrim. It's just because of base stats being slightly higher for her currently. So, she gets Olivi Appetite. At the end of the player phase, the unit will gain an additional 5 points of gauge when untransformed. This means that you can't use it at the start of the turn. It's pretty much when you end your phase and just before enemy phase starts. We'll see it in just a moment, but I do need to get attacked for a unit to showcase that she gets an additional 5 points of gauge. The other one is Hymnshift. Hymnshift is quite a big skill. When at 30 gauge, the unit will immediately transform at the start of player phase and perform a Gauder to aid their adjacent allies. This can include healing allies, and at later levels also restoring Laguz gauge and debuffing enemies. I hope to be able to get an enemy in range so we can showcase this. So let's start off with placing Lyre over here. And you'll see a small animation, and then when her first combat with an enemy mage or an archer happens, you'll see that she starts with 5 gauge, gaining 15 like cats normally do. There's the animation. She has 5 gauge now, and in just a moment you'll see it goes from 5 to 20. Also to note, Raphael is currently at the max gauge, however I coded it so that the effect only happens turn 5 onwards, so it won't happen just now. Okay, we've got everything set in place. So, as we can see, currently Raphael is untransformed. There's 2 allies next to him that are currently damaged. One of them, she has 30 gauge, so we won't be able to see that. And there's an enemy. So now we can see that if everything works correctly, there we go. He transforms, performs a Gauder, and then of course his blessing activates. So what just happened? First of all, Hymnshift automatically activated at the start of player turn. It healed and granted some gauge to Laguz if applicable, and to the enemy it granted a debuff, which can be seen with the sorrowed item, which also reduces their movement. And if there were a Laguz enemy, they also would have some gauge drop down. Now, other than that, you can also see that Raphael is still able to move and act of his own accordance. This is because Vigor usually is the go-to command that you want to use. You want to refresh your units. So I thought, let's try to make something that actually is helpful and beneficial that is actually already available but not that often used. This would be the Valor and the Recover Hymn, or rather the Gauders. So I'm trying to incorporate those into this skill. Raphael, Raisin, and Liane, they'll all have their own version of this skill, and there will be a bigger explanation in the skill description later on. For now, thank you for watching. I'm sorry that this was a bit rambly, but I'm still just coming off of COVID, so my head is still a bit fuzzy. In any case, I hope you enjoyed, and keep looking forward to Daybreak, and I'll see you in the next video. Sal out.